Find the length of DE. Back in geometry, that's line segment DE. So DE already tells you has an X in triangle DEF. As I think about how to do this problem, I realize that I'm solving for a side. If I was given two side lengths, I can use Pythagorean theorem. I can't use Pythagorean theorem because a squared and b squared, a and b are lowercase letters. Lowercase letters represent sides. I don't have two sides. So I'm going to use trigonometry. I can use the phrase SOHCAHTOA. I should have written it like this. Probably better. And I'm going to look for what they've given me. They've given me an angle, so this is my starting point. I'm going to start at 40 degrees. From here I can label the sides. Class, this side is called the opposite. This one is the, and this one? Which one do I not need, class? So anything with an O I can cross off. Class, which trig ratio am I using? Cosine. Cosine of 40 degrees, this is my starting point, is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. The adjacent side is x, and the hypotenuse is 7.6. I can solve this proportion in a couple of ways. I can multiply both sides by 7.6, or I can also cross multiply. 1 times x equals, pay attention, 7.6 times cosine of 40. Now it's okay if you put 7.6 over here, but I don't want you to be tempted to multiply 7.6 times 40 degrees. Here's my calculator ready equation. Notice I haven't used my calculator yet. Now I can pull it out. And you don't need to do this, but I want to show you something. I'm just going to type in cosine of 40. Someone asked, what did they do back then before they had calculators? They had tables. I would give you several pages of tables to actually do this. Now, this is in radian mode, and that's degrees, so I have to be careful. I was always switching back. So I have cosine of 40. And then now, remember, I only did this as a reference because this tells me you understand that cosine of 40 is 0.7660. I actually prefer that you just put it in purple here into your calculator. Let me show you. It doesn't tell us where to round, so a good idea is just to write a bunch of decimals. And then you can just say x is approximately, and then you can round whatever you want. Let's just say 5.8 centimeters. So to recap, I'm solving for x. I don't have two sides. Don't use Pythagorean theorem. Use trig ratios. Start at the angle. Label your sides. I only have cosine. Cross multiply, solve for x. And put it back in context. The adjacent side has to be smaller than the hypotenuse because the hypotenuse is the longest side, so my answer must be smaller than 7.6. If it's bigger, something went wrong, look back.